everybody. What's Cookin NYC? Hottest platform for all the entrepreneurs around the city. New intro, new chairs, new guests. See what's going on. I went to the wrong camera. I should have went to that one. But we're going to keep it in there anyways because all about the authenticity and the organicness, if that's even a word. Yeah, so today I'm joined with a good friend of mine, my boy Mr. Chadrick. Not the Black Panther, but my boy Chadrick. And he's going to talk about what he does as credit specialist and a solar specialist.
Hi guys, my name is Chad. Well, my name is Chadrick Martin. People just call me Chad. I remember the first time I met Brees. Really.
I definitely do. And you know what's funny? When I tell you the story, you're going to be like, nah, I don't remember that.
All right, tell the story then. You go first.
I was at the association barbecue. It was like 2 3 years ago.
The first time.
2 3 years ago. And this dude goes, yo, if any of y'all, I think it was mac and cheese. You was like, you had the, I think you made the mac and cheese or something. You were serving it.
Oh, yeah.
You were like, yo, if any of y'all want the mac and cheese, I got to follow me on Instagram. This is he goes, this is called marketing. I said, yo, I like this guy. Like, no, for real. Like, all jokes aside, I like this guy because it's like, all right. He was very affirmative what he said. It kind of stood on bit. Well, he did stand on bits. It kind of showed me like the type of person he is. So he said, this is called marketing. I'm just like, to be honest with you, bro, a lot of people in there probably didn't know. Like, you know, like they wouldn't understand that. You know what I mean? Like that probably went over
That's a fact.
the head when you said this is marketing. You feel me?
Bro, and that's when I first started like doing like my business stuff. Mm-hmm. Like my first like ideas of being an entrepreneur and trying to get into that mind space came in. And I was like, if I can't get people to follow me off of some mac and cheese, how am I get people to follow me off of like doing whatever I need to do?
No, I actually followed you too. That's the funny part. That's what I'm saying. Like I remember.
I made sure y'all followed me. Like I was not gonna sit around.
No,
here
but you know
how
some people like they follow you. That as soon as they get like the food, they'll follow you. Like.
Nah, but I mean that you gotta also calculate that into like perspective. So even if I serve 50 slices of mac and cheese and 25 of y'all like stay, I did my job.
That's good retention.
You feel me? That means I have 25 people that I can market to, and you probably might figure out like, hey, listen, whatever he's selling, maybe I have a friend that wants to do that. So that's how like some of my business be going, especially with like the credit repair. Like people be having their friends like, yo, my friend needs to fix this, my friend needs to fix that. But what I realize some people are doing is that they wait until I fix like their friend's credit to then now come to me like, and then have me fix their credit. Like, all right, you know, he did a good job. My friend came back with good reviews. So, you know, let's get it. Let's.
Because sometimes that's what it is.
Yeah, it's just about, you know, some people are afraid of certain things, and you know, you have to like basically know your audience and who you're trying to capture, if I'm being honest. So with you guys, I needed more following, so I needed more potential prospects, like basically more cold leads. So what's happening is me standing on business with that was how I actually started out my whole entire business, especially with solar and credit repair. I'll start off first by letting you know about how like solar was the one that changed like my entire life. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like solar sales are amazing. It's like selling a house.
I see that because it's like most people that do credit, even if they do other things, it's like they push the credit side. You're the first person I see that actually pushes credit on the back burner. I'm just like, that's alarming because again, most people I know that do credit, they try to force credit down your throat. As opposed to you, who was just like, hey, you know, F credit, you know, I got solar. Like, this is what you really want, you know?
No, yeah, because like the margin of profit is bigger for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, people could fix their credit, whatever. I make probably like $700, $800, but as opposed to credit, like my highest I ever made off of one sale was $12,000. So it's like, what are we really talking about right here? Like, what's really gonna go? If people fail, so okay, let me start from the beginning, right? So with solar, what happens is I came into solar like right around the times I met you guys, like 2-3 years ago, and you know I was learning how to do stuff. I didn't have any cold callers. I was just door knocking from door to door, like, hey, hi, my name's Chad. I used to have my line. I still remember it. If I go door knocking right now,
when I was a Verizon intern, I was doing the same thing.
Facts, yeah. Like you got to learn how to talk, and I think that's the most important part about sales. I feel like every salesperson need to have had a door-to-door experience so they understand how to read clients and how to read people and exactly what's going to lead them to that close. So as I was door knocking, I always had my line. I'm like, hey, listen, I know it's not every day you have a 6'5" black guy knock on your door, but can you give me a minute, right? And everybody laughs, everybody chuckle like, oh, like he's funny. So it's kind of I disarmed them from like like what does this guy want? What does this guy want? So then now I start to explain to them like, hey, if you guys have 15 to 20 minutes, like, is it okay if I come by right now or come by a little bit later and just explain to you how I can save you money on your electrical bill, right? And then, you start asking like pre-qualifying questions like, oh, how long have you lived in the house? Is your roof, like, when's the last time you did your roof? Or whatever the case may be, and how good is your credit score? So those are key those are key factors that play into how you're gonna like basically pitch it to these guys. Because if they have a new roof, you don't need to bring up like, we do roofs as well. If they have a 30-year-old roof, 20-year-old roof, they're talking about, oh my God, it's leaking, it's doing all that stuff. You're more likely driving on the roofing side than you are on the solar side. Like, they're more inclined to get the new roof than they are to do solar. So you have to know certain ways and how to pitch and how to like actually close out the deal. You got to realize some people don't like to be pushed as well, and some people like a hard closes. So there's different people you can hard close. There's people you have to soft close, kind of meet with them like 2 or 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times to even get the close. One of my biggest commissions came off of this guy that took a year to sign. Took a year. I keep following him every month. I'm like, hey, Mr. Tej, how are you? Is everything good? I don't even talk about solar. I'd be like, hey, how's the family? I realize I know you run your own business and stuff like that. How's that going? Like, oh, you're on vacation? Oh, that's nice. Can you tell me where you're going on vacation? Because, I like the vacation as well. We, back and forth. And the guy I think he was Indian, Muslim. Like, those are like kind of like the hardest people to sell because they think everything is like a barter system. They'll be like, oh, like, you give it to me for basically this price and I'll get you 3 more clients and I'll get you this, I'll get you that. So you got to watch out for them. I like them, though. Deep. No, I like them, though.
They got big families.
Yeah, like, but that's how they are. Like, they don't believe in, like, interest in certain stuff. So I've been learning a lot about, like, different cultures. But all right, I'm getting off topic. So what happened was I used to work at Verizon selling phones, right? I was number 2 in the Northeast.
I was selling files.
Selling files? Yeah, that's door to door, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
So, yeah, I was doing, like, you came into the store, you seen me, like, you was leaving with a new line, a phone, a watch, any promotions we have, I was pushing it all the time. Yeah, BOGO, yeah, anything. My favorite one was the buy one, get one watches. Like, if Breeze came in and I'm like, hey, the first thing I'm asking Breeze, because I'm trying to get that second watch off, is, I'm like, yo, Breeze, you have a girlfriend? I was like, oh, is Valentine's Day coming? Like, if it's around the winter, I'm like, oh, Valentine's Day is coming up. And I know you want to get your girlfriend something nice. Like, why would you not want to get her this free Apple Watch? You know what I mean? Like, Valentine's Day, her birthday. I ask you intriguing questions like, oh, so when is your girlfriend's birthday? You're like, oh, when's your guys' anniversary? I'm asking because whichever date is the closest to now, I have to push that BOGO on you down your pockets. Like, you feel me? Like, oh, your anniversary is 2 weeks from now? Did you get her a gift? Did you figure out what you're going to do? You'll be like, nah, I didn't really think about it that much. I'm like, listen, so this is what we're going to do. I don't ever be like, oh, would you like to? Or,
I like that.
This is something that you could do. I'll be like, this is what we're going to do. And you got to sound confident when you tell them. Like, yo, your girlfriend's going to be blown away when she gets this Apple Watch, bro. And what's her favorite color? Red? Yo, I have the last red Apple Watch in the back right now. Let's lock it in.
Whole time there's like 100.
Whole time there's like 50 back there. Whole time, no, seriously. But like, yo, or sometimes if somebody's like really, really excited to get to make sure I seal it in, I'm like, hold on, I have to check if we have that color for you.
Yeah, Curtis, he kind of like gave us like a tip with that with real estate. That's how he was doing his sales.
Well, yeah, he'll be like, oh yeah, we just make sure like you gotta keep people at an even. Like you gotta
he gave like an example. He was saying like like his his events that him and Kimani they have their thing. He was saying like it would be somebody in there that is wearing like a Paddock, right? He'd be like, oh, that's a limited edition AP, and it's like whole time you're like, oh really? Like I just bought this AP. I'm thinking because some people they just buy things to buy it. So it's like that person's like, oh I just bought out this store, I didn't realize it. whole time he's lying to you. But it's like it works though. Like builds that
Yeah, once
relationship.
people get giddy, once you give compliments, I give a lot of compliments. Like the first thing I always do when I go into a house is I always tell them like, "Oh, do you want me to take my shoes off? Because my grandmother would beat me if she seen me walk like tracking dirt into the
Mm-hmm.
house. They laugh and whatever the case may be. Some people be like, yeah, you can take your shoes off. Some people be like, no. But it's also an icebreaker
Yeah.
that warms up the client to make you feel like more connected.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is people are trying to sell sales based on they need to drive the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like honestly, the products are always gonna sell itself if it's a good product. The client needs to like you. If I'm being completely honest. Like people usually buy stuff based off of the price, the product, and who's selling it to them.
Mm-hmm.
If the price and product are matching and you're the one that's selling to them and they don't like you that much, you're never gonna get that sale.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Never, ever, ever gonna get that sale. And it's sad to say, but some of my clients I had to take from some of my coworkers back in the day because they just didn't know how to close. They didn't like them. They liked the price. I didn't have to go in. All I had to do was go in there and be Chad, and they signed the papers.
Mm-hmm.
And people would envy me for that because it's like I never asked to like be put on like your client or case, but since I am leading in closes, obviously they're gonna send me in as like the closer, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
always gonna get it done because that's what I like to do. I like the feeling of getting a sale and everyone's happy and the transaction is mutual. Like you're happy with the transaction I gave you, I'm happy that I'm getting commission, and then I also believe in like following up even after you got the sale.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
even after I got the sale, I still give my clients like flowers, wine, and chocolate. You know why? Because it's very important that they know that they're important to you. Like I
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate that you chose me to do the sale with, and I want you to feel like noticed and recognized. I have these flowers that I have that I bring them personally, so there's a personal touch to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything I do personally. So let's say I sold Brees, whatever the case may be. Brees has his wife. The first thing I'm asking Brees is, hey, what's your wife's favorite color? Brees will say whatever color it is. I immediately call like the flower shop I partner with, like, hey, can I get flowers in such and such color? And hey, can we have like a nice pastel blend, right? And then on the strip of the flowers, right, it's gonna say, welcome to the chat experience, right? So
I like that.
now I'm adding my own trademark and all this stuff to it. And I'd be like, hey, listen, what wines do you guys like to drink? And he'd be like, oh, red or white, whatever, Moscato,
Bartonero,
Cabernet,
stuff
yeah,
like that,
Bartolini,
right?
whatever. I'll
No
make sure.
XXL though. No XXL. Or
Yeah,
teleport.
yeah,
Nope.
party turn up when the XXL come around. But yeah, so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna call the wine shop that I partner with, like, hey, listen, can I get this? I'm coming to get it today. And then I also get Godiva chocolates. So I pair that up, bring everything together, and I drop it off. Your wife is excited. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be like, yo, Brees remembered your favorite colors and he told me to get you this.
Nah,
So
I ain't
now,
gonna lie. I got pause. I got to stop it right there though, cause you seen what's been going on with Usher, and you probably seen that episode of Boondocks with Usher, and you got the shades on too. I don't know, Chad. You a bad man. You a dangerous
nah,
man.
nah, chill, chill. No, I tell them it's from the husband. So it's
Mhm.
not like I'm coming
Oh,
in like,
okay.
yo, I'm like, oh, your husband remember your favorite color. Like he told me to get you this. Like
Mhm.
I was only gonna get the chocolates and the wine, but he told me to get you this. I give points. You don't know, you probably your marriage needed this. Cause I'm not gonna lie to you.
Saving lives out
Off of
here.
some of those flowers,
Saving
I've
lives.
gotten like a bunch of clients. They're like, "Oh my god, this is so nice." Whatever the case may be, damn near repaired some people relationships. You don't know because wife. They probably, oh, I haven't gotten flowers in a while, and yada yada yada. They say that at the thing, and I'm like, nah, he was really thinking about you with this one. So I'll be throwing the lob. So if you're not
I
getting
was
play that
thinking
night,
that
that's on
myself.
you, brother.
Throw the lob.
Like that's on you. I'll be throwing the lob, like CP and like, hey. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to do to close at the end of the day, that's just on you. And what I realized is how I got into credit was that a lot of people were failing the credit portion of the
Right.
solar.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, yo, there's like 15, 20 clients that are ready to go, ready to sign up, love the price, love everything, and they just can't qualify. What do I need to do?
Well,
So
offer
I was
additional
like,
service, extra
okay,
money.
exactly. I was like, okay. So I started digging into doing more credit stuff. I made sure I repaired mines first
Mhm.
before I started, so I know exactly what I was doing. Right. I started to make sure I knew about consumer law, Metro 2, and then I started expanding and learning like how to like outsource and get like a team. So now when you come to me, I'm not breaking my neck and doing everything like myself anymore. I've created an operation where my team is doing everything and I'm getting an update. So that's what makes me like a true entrepreneur. There's a lot of stuff that, that I take in consideration. And the most important thing for entrepreneur is you need to know how to scale. If you cannot scale your own business, you would definitely fall short and you'll be washed away within the first 5 years, as most business are. Like if you can't scale and figure out what's the best median and how to go about stuff and how to price things, because another thing with me is that I had to figure out the median for the credit, for the credit specializing, like the credit repair, because if I'm being honest, I looked at everyone else's like credit repair. Like I was just looking at some other ones. They charge like $2,000 to $4,000. If I'm being real.
And the service isn't worth that.
And yeah, and the service is not worth that. Like
especially now I'm seeing people using like the computer with it, right? Like
exactly.
there's softwares for it now.
Exactly. There's definitely software and stuff for that. So like now they're overcharging clients and doing all these things. I have to pay my workers, right? I have to pay my workers. I have to make my cut as well. So I had to devise down a plan that 750 was going to be like the perfect median because it's also affordable. Like, you know what I mean? And even if you can't purchase the 750 outright, I do give you installments. So you could do 250 for 3 months, or I can work with you if you're really close and I feel like, you really do need the help and you're struggling. We can work out some other payment plan to make sure everything. Some people come and catch me when there's promotions going on when it's only $500. Or, yeah, usually it's like $500. I'll do a sale probably like around my birthday, 4th of July, like special holidays. I'll give the 500. And then also on top of the 500, I'll also still give payment plans so people feel like, more inclined. But I do always require, like most of the time I need that 250 up front because the first payment goes to like towards my staff and stuff like that I'm managing. So, and that's how I was able to scale everything and figure out like, okay, because at first I used to do $1,000. If you didn't pay me the 750 full up front, I did $1,000 and I made you pay installments of like, what was it, 250? Yeah, I made you pay installments of 250. So now I realize like, sometimes I was losing out on clients because they just couldn't afford the price or they don't see the bigger picture in the credit repair. Like that's another thing too with the credit repair why I don't push it as often. People aren't going to come to you unless they need something. Like people will be like, oh, I don't need my credit right now, so I'm good. Reese, kid you not.
But then the minute that they want to go get a car,
they're coming like, Chad, can you fix it within a month? I'm like, have you lost your mind? When I came to you and I spoke to you 5 months ago, this would have been the perfect time for your proper planning for you. You wouldn't even have to come to me right now because you'd have been good to go. You'd have locked in your credit, got your car, and, did what you needed to do. So it's just like people be waiting till the last minute and they're trying to put pressure on you to do this, that's, and the third. And another thing is that I try to explain to people like the first round is us just sending out disputes, not really going to take anything off. So I be getting calls when the first round is done, like, oh, why didn't nothing come off my credit? And I'm like, it took you years to mess up your credit. And you want me to fix it in a month? Have you lost your mind? Like, let's, like, for real, like, we have to send letters to the bureaus. We got to send Metro 2. Like, we have to do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's not going to be a month process. You should have thought about this from before with proper planning and preparation in order to get what you want now. But now you have to wait longer. So don't try to come and put me on no time crunch. Because listen, one thing about me is I'll give you back your money. I don't care. Like your 250 is not life changing. Your 750 is not life changing for me. So that's why I be trying to explain to some of my clients that be trying to get rowdy. Like, you think that your sale does not make or break me. A lot of people be thinking that when they sign a document or whatever, they want to get married damn near.
What do you mean by that?
So
make or break you, yeah. I'm kind of confused.
So some people are under the impression like their sale that they gave to you is putting money in your pocket that you need.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I signed these documents. Like this, you need me. Like, listen, you could cancel. Mm-hmm. You could I'll give you your money back. promptly too. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, 4 to 5 business days. I'll send your money back and be like, yo, have a great day. Like we don't need to. I don't need to have this conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'd rather pay you back than deal with the headache because now you're becoming a problem client. You know what I mean? I'll just stop the whole operation. Tell the team like, hey, listen, we're done doing this for this client. That's it. Like we're done. Give them back their money. So I don't have no problem giving people their money back. I don't like dealing with headaches. I don't like you giving me. I'm a professional person, very very professional. I carry myself with dignity and I make sure everything gets done. If there's a problem, I will personally come and call you and whatever the case may be. I believe in client facing because that's when people trust you more and they believe in you more. But if you're gonna act like you're 750 that you didn't even pay me fully, is gonna make or break me, then I don't know, man. Like we gotta get up out of this.
It sounds like a raw reviews kind of post or something. Like.
Yeah, facts, bro. Like they'll and people will do that. Like people will try to like undermine you and do these things because they think like their sale is gonna make it. Like I was talking to a solar client the other day, and they're talking to me as if like I'll be honest, I only made like 2,000. On average, I make $5,000 a sale, right? So for me, like it was just like, okay, you know what? I have you under my belt, whatever the case may be. I'm not really inclined or motivated to help you because I'm under my average already. But now you're giving like excess problems on top of me having to cut back. It's just like, no, don't worry. Like, don't worry. I can sell 2 clients and make I can sell 1 client and make what I made off of you in no time. Like I was just trying to build a relationship with you so now you can refer me to other clients, but like that's done. So I'll just be like, yo, listen, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. Like I'll just get straight up. Like, yo, if you don't want to do it, you can cancel right now before we come and put the panels on. You don't have to talk to me after this. I promise you I will not call you back after that. But obviously if I have clients that, I'm making $10,000, $12,000 off of, obviously I'm going to treat you a little bit different if you have any disgruntled problems because you're a big commission. Like once you're not meeting certain numbers, like my professionalism I'm not really required because it's just like, why would you go through the hassle of giving this, especially if I gave you a discount and you're giving problems. Like you didn't even pay the full price. Like you got one off on me. You got over on me. My family can't eat now because of you. And like what's going on? So it's just certain things like that you do have to watch out for, especially with like sales and stuff. You can't be afraid to tell the client no. You have to be able to take away the sale from them if they're getting too greedy, if they're being too overzealous, anything like that, or they're trying to boss you around like they're in control of the sale. Like, no, I came here to provide a service for you. You're not doing anything for me. You're just another client. You know what I mean? So some of the clients actually turn into like real partners for me though. Like, they be selling stuff. Like I have this lady I paid out, I think after this next client signed, it will be $8,000. I'd have paid her
so
out.
It's like affiliate marketing.
Exactly. So I told her after we did her stuff, I was like, hey, listen, if you have anybody that wants to go solar, I'll give you $1,000 per person. Kid you not, this lady is like the greatest showman salesperson I've ever seen in my life. She's a nice older lady. She's just like, yeah. Every minute she's sending me somebody. Like every month she's sending me like 2 people that want to do solar, 1 people that want to do solar.
She's serious about it.
She's serious about her money, man. And the thing is, what she explains to everybody else, she's like, oh, why are you always promoting this? It's like Chad pays me on time. As soon as the sale goes through and the panels are up and I get paid, I walk down, I drive down to Miss Jasmite's house.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, exactly. And I give her like this red envelope. Like it's like a Chinese envelope and stuff for good luck. So then it has the money in there, and then I hand it to her like this, and I bow my head, and I explain to her like she needs to also bow her head and take it like this so the good luck can transfer because that's a part of like the Chinese culture.
I like that.
And then obviously it's been working because she's been very consistent with what she's doing. She's very happy to work with me, and everywhere she goes she mentions me. Like just the other day, I have a client that's about to sign up because of her, and that's like easy. What would you say? It's like low-hanging fruit when she sends me somebody. They never give any rebuttals. They're like, Miss Jasmine said that this is This is the best thing we can do. You can also do a roof for us. You can also do this, that, and the third. I'm like, yes, we can definitely do that. And I always did that for her. I always looked out for her, and I always made sure everything was good. So she's valid. Like, and that's the most important thing when you're doing like a business. You need to build relationships. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Like just like I have with Brees, and now I'm about to do it with Ross. Shout out to our producer. So, it's a lot of stuff that you have to do that in order to reach to my level, because it's not easy starting a business by yourself and trying to navigate the way on exactly what you want to do, especially when you have to talk to people face to face every day, and you don't know what type of personality they're gonna bring. You don't know if they're gonna be in like the right mood or mindset to want to go
You need
forward.
that thick skin like a referee.
Exactly. Like, you don't know. You could get someone like my dad that thinks he's a know-it-all, and
I
like
remember you told me.
no. Bro, you get someone like my dad that thinks he's a know-it-all.
If
And
you got
he's
real
like,
connections, you know.
yeah, yeah. Like my dad, he's a master electrician, by the way. So when I first introduced him to the idea of solar, he's asking me questions like obviously I would not know the answer to. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, how much ampage is in the wires and da da da. Where you gonna run this? Where you gonna do this? Where you gonna do that? And I'm like, Dad, that's like on the technical side of what's going on. Like I can get you like the blueprints for that, whatever the case may be. And he's like, what about the radiation on the roof? What about this? Is it gonna look ugly on the roof? He's asking like 1,050,000 questions, and he's answering his own questions. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, we spend $257 on average on electric. I was like, if I can give you this for $150 a month, we're saving $107 automatically on our electric bill.
That's
That
a phone bill right there.
Exactly. I'm like, this can go towards
Groceries.
my siblings, anything my siblings want. The extra $107 can go towards something my siblings need. Like, instead of not doing certain stuff, we can get we can get Ben or Breezy the Legos. We can get Breezy some new dunks. She likes wearing dunks. Like, this can go towards different things, activities for, my siblings. And that's how I got the sale on my dad, because I know me and my siblings are very important to him. So you have to find that selling point. You have to press that selling point. Obviously, his kids are his most important thing. So obviously, when I'm explaining to him we'll be able to do more for the family, that's when he caved in and was like, okay, yeah, we'll definitely get this done. So, but yeah.
West Indians, man.
And also, Brees was saying, how I push solar more than like the credit. Solar is in the market right now as a must need. Like the United States is trying to get 75% of people to turn over to solar, because it's a part of like the new green bill, and they're giving you tax incentives and all this type of stuff to come over to solar. So people who are not taking advantage of the solar market right now is going to be in a world of pain when they take away that bill, and then they're going to tell you like, listen, you have to get solar on your house because this is the way the world is going. Like even when I got on a yacht in Jamaica, I'm here seeing solar panels on shop and stuff like that. So it's like people here are really too entitled, because I'm pretty sure if I bring the market to Jamaica, people will eat that up, because it's like it's something that's it's revolutionary, and it's changing the world. Everybody here is willing to buy $100,000, $60,000, $70,000 car, right? And
the Cybertruck. There's a Cybertruck around the corner.
Yeah, exactly. I seen one today when I went to my client as well. I'm like, you're willing to buy a Cybertruck. You're willing to pay $700, $800 a month, but you're not willing to cut the cost on your electric bill to pay $150.
But here's the thing, right?
Yeah, tell me.
Not necessarily saying with the Cybertruck, but they'll say, "Oh, well, like the same benefits that you get from solar, those are the same benefits that it will push with these exotic cars and whatnot." They'll say, "Oh, well, this car supposedly is gonna save me X amount of money on gas per year, or this is saving the environment and whatnot." So it's solar power, right?
Yeah, but that's also, but it's different, bro, because
they're not looking at it that way.
If you have if you went and bought an electrical vehicle, you need solar. Like, what are we talking about right now? Like, you went and bought electrical to save the environment. Instead of spending 30, 40 minutes at the charging station, you can be charging your own car while you sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
And while
But
you're
they don't see
charging
it
it,
that
you
way.
able to get up and go and do whatever you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like when people have electrical cars, that's the first thing I ask them. Like, you went out there and bought like a $60,000-$70,000 electrical car, but then you don't want to fuel it yourself. I was like, it will only cost like an extra $10 to, you know what I mean? So instead of paying like 120, 130, you'll pay 140, 150. And your car is fully charged every single day. You don't have to go to the pump unless you're doing like a road trip somewhere. Oh, not pump. Well, the electrical charging station. So
Right.
it's like certain stuff I just be wondering like if people be thinking out like what they have. And I hate when people like try to negotiate me on price when it's still lower than their bill. Like I don't think that's fair because it's like now you're trying to get one over on me.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, try to get. I mean, can you really blame them? Because you as a salesman, yes, you know, of course, it's gonna be annoying, but you as a consumer, you probably would do the same yourself
The thing is, I actually
for any
don't.
service.
I'm being honest with you. I don't do that, bro. I
Okay.
don't believe in stuff like that. Because you want to know why? I want my good karma to come around where people just buy at face value when I do it. So I don't do that to people. I don't haggle them like, hey, listen, can we get it a little bit lower? Can we get a little bit
That's
cheaper? Can we
fair.
do this? I don't like doing that. Because when you pay for the price that they want you to pay, they treat you differently, bro. People treat you differently. If you didn't have to haggle them down and, do all this type of stuff, you didn't be annoying. When you call them, they pick up the phone immediately. Kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'd be like, Chad's calling. He paid top dollar for this. Like I need to make sure that
That's
he's
true.
well taken care of. Whatever. Any complaints I have, like when I pay for certain services, everybody always most of the time answer my calls because they know like, listen, I'm not one to BS. I pay my price. I expect certain results. I do this. I do that. So that's just one thing. Like I make sure I do. I don't like haggling. I don't believe in stuff like that. But everyone in this world trying to get stuff cheaper and do this type of stuff. But what they don't understand is when you're taking commission out of somebody's pocket, they're definitely not gonna look at you the same once the sale goes through because it's like they just lost value in what they were trying to set it at, and you kind of like probably diminish their goal. Like if I want to make 10 sales a month and I want to average $3,000, that's 30K, and now I had to settle for $1,000. You're forcing me to get another sale.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're forcing me to go out there and work extra harder, and you're not even bringing in a referral. So those are other things that comes into play. You're not even referring people to me. So it's like now, not only did you get a discount, but then you're not referring people to me. Like now, I'm definitely not gonna be, and like I'm not gonna. Let me say I'm not gonna help you. Like, but I'm not thrilled. I'm not excited to help you. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Because now you're not gonna be looked at as like a top priority client. And I know some people don't like to hear this because they'll be like, oh, financial situation and all this type of stuff. Like at the end of the day, business is still business. Like nobody's gonna care about your financial situation. If you know you couldn't afford to do it, then you should not have done it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like don't let anybody pressure or force you into doing anything you don't want to do. So it's like if you're coming to me with like these random excuses about lowering price and stuff like that, I automatically, yes, I'm gonna take the sale because it's still money in my pocket, but you're not gonna be at the top of the list for my priority when something goes wrong. If you or my priority client calls and complains about something, I'm more likely going to help my priority client first before I help you because I remember how you made me feel and how you treated me when I came to you with the sale.
Mm-hmm. And also too is I guess you could say celebrity status in a way, right? Most places they treat the celebrity with high value and whatnot because of the image, the name, the status, but also too because of the I guess the importance that comes with servicing this person as opposed to just the average Joe.
But it's not even that, bro. What I realized, like, cause I worked at a restaurant, when they come in, they tip. A lot of people don't tip and don't do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where we're from, like around
No,
here.
but that's my point. I'm saying like, yes, you have those factors, but they, like you said, in that case, they provide the gratuity. They show the
Exactly.
love. They
Exactly.
they really like they give you they give you your like they're here for the full service. They're here to give you the full price. They're not
Exactly.
looking for discounts. They're not looking for whatever. They're here to respect whatever you have to offer them.
Ex-
So it's kind of the same here. It's like the same way you have priority clients. Those are the celebrities in this analogy, if that makes sense.
no, yeah, that's true, bro. Like, once you treat someone a certain way, like listen, looking at this, right? I gave this lady a discount. She's kind of like a second mom to me now because she asked me to hang out and do all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She hit me up the other day about going to Jerk Fest, like that's in Roy Wilkins Park, whatever the case may be. She's offering to cover the whole entire thing because
That was
she's just
yesterday?
like, nah,
I
Jerk
seen
Fest.
something going on in Roy yesterday.
Nah, it wasn't yesterday. It's July 29th or something like that.
Mm.
Somewhere around there is when the Jerk Fest is supposed to happen. So she's here like, oh yeah, let's buy tickets, let's go, let's have a good time, let's do all this stuff. And it's from a client.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me and her had such a good relationship and how we treat each other when something was wrong, whatever the case may be. She automatically felt like I was her son. Like, that's what she told me. She was like, listen, you're like a son I never had. Like, I really like how you treated us. Like, you help us all the time. You do this. Like, she wants to build a relationship. So now I even hang out with her daughter and her mom. So it's like, we're like, she cooks dinner sometimes. She asks me if I'm in the area, whatever. Sometimes I'm in the area because I service clients over there. And I'll go over there and eat. We'll talk, catch up, and do all this stuff. I was even at her real son's baby shower. So it's like stuff like that. You can't put a
Bonding
price on
stuff
that.
either.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a client treating you like that, treating you like family. You can't put a price on that. And I really love her for it because now she's asking me to go to something I go to all the time, Jerk Fest, for free. Obviously, I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna be the initiative and buy the food and buy stuff that we have there. But I want her to feel comfortable in knowing that like it's not like a one-sided relationship that's going on. Like it's not just she wants to hang out with me. Like I want to hang out with her too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just certain stuff that I also love about like meeting new people and being able to talk business and do all this stuff. The connections that come with like the bonds that you make are like very strong and inseparable.
And you said connections. That's why you got to come to Royal Connections so you could make those royal
That's a
connections.
fact. Yeah, I should have came when I gave my speech like a month
Exactly.
ago.
Yeah, he did give a good speech. Like I said earlier, when he gave the story with his dad, that was a funny story. Right there. Yeah. Yeah. So how do you? I mean, so if I'm somebody that's actually because with sales, there's always the 10-80-10 principle, right? You got the 10% that they want what you have. There's gonna be a 10% that doesn't want what you have at all, and you kind of just gotta let them be. There's the 80% you gotta convince them, right? So what happens to the 10% that wants what you have? If I'm somebody that says, "Hey, I'm looking for solar," how do I get in contact with you? How do I book you? Well, I guess not book you, but how do I? I don't know. I mean, I guess there's probably consultation that comes with it too, right?
Yeah, but the consultation is free. Like the
Okay.
whole
Like how does the whole process go?
Okay, so let's say Brees reaches out to me. You could book a consultation on my Instagram page. Usually, I have a business card. People call me certain stuff. Like I wear my business everywhere I go, so you'll basically know if I'm having a conversation with people. The first thing I let them know is like I'm an entrepreneur and I do this and this.
Mm.
Like if you need, do you have anybody, whatever the case may be. I don't play to give out my business cards and market myself because I'm here to make more money always. I always like to go in places and make money. But let's say Brees books a consultation with me, right? We set up a time. I'll meet at the consultation. We get into contact. How it goes is from start to finish. I'll explain exactly how I do. So I do my intro, let them know who I am, a little bit about myself, icebreakers. Because I'm not just going to come and be like, yo, listen, you need to pay this in order to go solar. You have to figure out what your client wants and what their needs are.
Mm-hmm.
So and then you have to ask also inquisitive questions. So I'll ask about your roof, like, hey, listen, but you don't be like, yo, when's the last time you did the roof? You'll be like, hey, listen, since you've lived here, has there any leaks or have you done anything to your roof in like the past time that you live here? Some people will be like, listen, since I lived here, I haven't done nothing to the roof. Automatically in my head, I know you need a roof replacement, right? So once you're getting a roof replacement, that's automatically like an extra. I have to put that in there, extra like 12 grand, 10 grand, however size your stuff is. Now I come to you and I ask to see like your main service panel because that's where all the wires are going to be hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
We got to make sure it's fully operational and up to code, or else the job isn't going to pass. So I'll go down there and I see that, hey, listen, this is not going to work. We need to upgrade it. Boom, got to check that box off as well, right? And then so now I know not only with my commission, I need to make sure the price is comfortable with you because not only you're doing a roof, you're doing your main service panel, and I need to get my commission as well. So I have to even it out where everything makes sense to you. So, and I have to show you the value of what's happening. Because if you pay $200 for just your electric bill alone, and I tell you you're gonna pay $190 for a main service panel upgrade and and the new roof, you should automatically think that's a steal. But some people don't think like that. They're like, oh, why would I do that if I'm still gonna pay 190? And it's just like it's only $10 less than what I'm paying right now. I was like, then I'll be like, wait, so that 200 that you're paying to Con Ed, is that getting you a new roof? And then they'll be like, no. And I'll just be like, is it getting you a new main service panel that's gonna make sure the house doesn't burn down? And then they're like, no. So I was just like, so what are you really asking me right now? Like, what do you like? What's the rebuttal? Like, why does this not make sense to you? And I always ask that question: why does this not make sense to you? Because I'm genuinely concerned that something is wrong with you if you're not seeing the value of having extra stuff added to your house. It raises the value of your house, you know, because once you get the main service panel upgrade and the re-roof, it raises the value of your house by like 7%. So it's like, why would you not want that for your house? Like, what's the problem? Like, what's going on?
Right.
And then once we got past that, and now it's time for like the closing stage, I would be like, do you have any more questions for me before we move forward? So I'm already assuming that we're gonna move forward. You know, I don't give you a, oh, is this something that you
option.
think? Yeah, was this something you're saying? I'm like, hey, do you have any questions before we move forward? You know, I want to clear everything up. So then they'll be like, oh yeah. So I have those questions. I'd be like, okay, so now, can I get your ID, please?
Yeah, one tactic that they used to bring up was like pen to paper.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be able to make sure like the client is fully understanding that you're moving forward. Don't let them feel like there's a chance for them to not sign up, or this is just a consultation. The reason I'm taking a consultation with Brees is because I want that sale. I want to build a relationship with him, and I want him to bring me more clients. So when I'm talking to Brees, I'm giving him the best, utmost support. Obviously, you know, I know Brees, he's my friend, so I wouldn't mind taking a discount on my commission for him because, you know, he's my guy. But I will always try to work with people, especially if I'm giving you a roof and a thing. More not than likely, I would have to take a commission cut so the deal can work out because I'm giving you more. It's not like I'm just giving you solar by itself. You're getting a lot more, and you know the number is obviously going to go up a little bit more. But I want you to feel like you're still saving something, and you're still doing the right thing, and it's good for you to move forward. You're gonna be happy with the brand new roof over your head, so like your kids aren't gonna be sleeping at night, and you know they're gonna feel like rainwater coming through the ceilings and stuff like that. So that's just certain stuff and how I would approach Brees depending on what he is looking for. Because sometimes I sell sales based on the roof, like they don't, and you can't really finance a roof. Like the contractor will come to you and be like, "Yo, I need $12,000 right now, cash up front." So now, if you're able to finance the roof and the solar for a good price, you wouldn't think twice about it. I wouldn't think twice about it. I would get solar for myself if I had my own house. Honestly, that'd probably be one of the first or second things after I like fix up the kitchen and the bathroom. We need to save money on this electric bill. So that's how I'll go about things.
Yeah. So to wrap up, just if you could let everybody know where they could find you at in terms of like, you know, social media, maybe, I don't know if you want to give your phone number out and whatnot.
Listen, I'm giving my phone number out because I want to get as personal as possible. You can reach me at 917-626-6310. Or just send me a text message. Let me know who you are. If you got from the podcast, just be like, just do Breeze21. I'll let you know. That'll let me know that you're from the podcast.
Breeze21, that might be a promo code, just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, facts. I might start making that a thing. Just text me and be like, Breeze21, your name, whatever the case may be, and exactly what service you want from me. Do you want solar, or would you like, you know, the credit repair? I'll give a discount on either one of those. Or you can go on my Instagram page, CLM Venture Capital, and then you can reach me from there. Or you could go on my regular page. I know it's kind of unprofessional, but Gyalis with 2 underscores, and then you could message me from there as well. I'll take business from all platforms.
Listen, username is what it is, but that doesn't define the person. That's all I gotta say. All the West Indian women out there, listen, that's his username, but that doesn't define his character.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Breeze.
Yep. It was definitely a pleasure. I appreciate you coming out last second. You know, this is definitely something we spoke about, Road Connections, too. Like, I know you're telling me you want to be a part of it. And, you know, last second, you know, adjustments, whatnot in the schedule. So, you know, I appreciate you.
Listen, I'm honored to be
make
here.
It out here.
I'm honored to be here, have a conversation with you, tell you about, you know, more of like what I do and stuff. like who knows? Probably once you get your house or you have friends that start getting their house or anybody you know, you probably start being like, yo, like Chad about to really hook you up for real.
Yes, sir. So yeah, like I said, when you come to Road Connections, you make those road connections. So Road Connections was yesterday. That was our 1 year anniversary. But until next time, meet us there. Don't meet us there.
You enjoyed another episode of What's Cookin NYC. You can't find us in any air fryer, and you can't cook us because we're available on all streaming platforms. Like, comment, subscribe.